Hello there, I'm Mrs. Hollinshead. I'm the careers lead at Wrotham School, and I am just going to explain to you what GCSEs are, because if you're watching this video, it's because you're about to go through the options process and choose. So first of all, I'm going to go through what a course is, because that's basically what GCSEs are. They're courses. A course is a subject or a topic that you need to learn about or that you want to learn about. A good example would be a driving test or a first aid course. But there are also ones that you need to do if you want to do a specific job. So you might need a university degree if you want to become an architect or an engineer or a vet or a doctor. Or you might do an apprenticeship in the future. They're courses as well. Now, when a course is created, they make a list of content that you need to learn. So when you're learning GCSE science, they'll have a list of things that everybody who's studying GCSE science will cover in their lessons, in their classroom. And then at the end of it, someone will check how much of that stuff you've actually learnt. So in terms of difficulty, there are different levels, of course, that you'll have through your life. You are at the moment, you're just starting, so you're right near the bottom. There are 8 levels of difficulty. You will probably do different levels at different points in your life, and you will also decide at what point you need to stop, depending on what job you want to do. So if you want to do a solicitor, if you want to be a lawyer, you do have to go right the way up to level 7. So it's totally up to your career choices as to what level you end up going up to. GCSEs are level 1 and level 2 qualifications. Once you've done that, you then will need to go on to level 3, depending on how well you've done your GCSEs. So that's where the sixth formers, that's what they do. They do A levels and they do BTECs. When you finish the course, they check your learning, and they check the learning in different ways. Now, you have already been at school for 8 years, so you probably have a good idea of how well you learn. So this would be something that is a really good idea to pay attention to when you're looking at those optional GCSEs. And the learning, they check it in different ways because the subjects are different. So, for example, it might be an exam. Everyone who is studying the same GCSE as you will take the same exam at the same time. You have set questions. You don't know what the questions are going to be, but they will be based on what you've learnt in your lessons. And you have a set time in which you have to answer the questions, and it's the same as everybody else. You might choose a course that has coursework. So this is work that you do in the classroom with your teacher. So they give you specific instructions and you have a deadline that you've got to meet and you have to get it done by. And then the other thing is what's called a controlled assessment. So something like art, for example, which is where you are allowed to prepare before you go into your final exam, and then you'll sit it in a classroom and your teachers are able to help you with the prep, but once you start the controlled assessment, you have to complete it on your own. The last thing I want to talk to you about is what GCSE grades mean. So when they check your learning, when you finished your coursework and you finished your exams, they will give you a grade based on how much you remembered or how much you were able to show them about what you learned. They go from grade 1 up to grade 9. That's the top grade. You'll hear a lot of people talking about passing their GCSEs, and what that means is getting a grade 4 or above. And it's really important to aim for that level 4 if you can. If it doesn't happen, you don't quite get your 4 when you finish in year 11, you have got a GCSE, but it's a level 1 GCSE. So you might need to go and do some more level 2 study rather than go straight into level 3 when you've finished your GCSEs. So I'm hoping that's helpful. Hopefully that all makes sense. If not, don't forget you've got your teachers there and they can answer your questions as well.